Welcome to the third part of the lesson On the Face of It in the Vistas textbook. We have stopped at page number 64. Let's continue with Mr. Lamb's dialogue. So you think you are just the same as all the other people with burnt faces, just by what you look like? Everything is different. Everything is the same, but everything is different itself. This is where we have stopped. And Derry replies, how do you make all that out? How do you understand all those concepts? Watching, listening, thinking. Underline those three important words. Watching, listening, thinking. Those are the three things that Mr. Lamb does to explain or experience the positivity of life. I would like a place like this, a garden. I would like a house with no curtains. So you find Derry is totally in love with the place, the person and the house. The gate is always open, but this isn't mine. Everything is yours if you want it. What is mine is anybody's. So I could come here again. Even if you were out, I could come here. Certainly, you might find others here, of course. Oh, well, that needn't stop you. You needn't mind. So here Derry is a bit unhappy about the presence of others, likely to be in future. So Lamb again affirms that is not going to be an issue at all. You can come into the garden at any point of time. So Derry answers, it would stop them. They would mind me when they saw me here. They look at my face and run. Again, his fear comes up. When other people looks at me, they are afraid. So that thought is there in his subconscious mind. It gradually comes up. Mr. Lamb replies, they might not. You would have to take the risk, so would they. So Mr. Lamb is giving him a suggestion, a remedy for his problem. Derry answers, no, you would. You might have me and lose all other friends of yours because nobody wants to stay near me if they can't help it. I have not moved. So again, Derry is explaining, if you take me as your friend, I'm sure you're going to lose all your friends. So Mr. Lamb says, I have not moved. I have not changed my mind. You are still my friend. Derry replies, no. When I go down the street, the kids shout at me, Lamy Lamb. But they still come into the garden, into my house. It's a game. They are not afraid of me. Why should they be? Because I am not afraid of them. That's why not. Did you get your leg blown off in the war? Certainly. How will you climb on a ladder and get the crab apples down then? Oh, there is a lot of things I have learned to do, and plenty of time for it. Years, I take it steady. If you fell and broke your neck, you could lie on the grass and die if you were on your own. So again, Derry is trying to be a little more inquisitive about Mr. Lamb, and he is asking who is there to help him out. What would happen if Mr. Lamb falls down and die? Next line, Mr. Lamb. I could. You said I could help you if you want to. But my mother will want to know where I am. It's 3 miles home, across the fields. I'm 14, but they still want to know where I am. People worry. People fuss. Go back and tell them. It's 3 miles. It's a fine evening. You have got legs. Once I got home, they would never let me come back. Mr. Lamb corrects him once again. Once you get home, you would never let yourself come back. Derry says, you don't know what I could do. No, only you know that. If I chose. If you chose. I don't know everything, boy. I can't tell you what to do. They tell me. Do you have to agree? I don't know what I want. I want something no one else has got or ever will have. Something just mine, like this garden. I don't know what it is. So Derry is totally helpless in this situation, not able to figure out what he really wants. And Mr. Lamb is a strong personality who is guiding Derry. You could find out how. Waiting, watching, listening, sitting here or going there. I will have to see to the bees. So Mr. Lamb goes to tend to the bees. He is involved in his daily work. Those are the people who come here. Do they talk to you and ask you things? Some do and some don't. I ask them. I like to learn. I don't believe in them. I don't think anybody ever comes. You are here all by yourself and miserable, and no one would know if you were alive or dead, and nobody cares. So Mr. Lamb repeatedly says that he has got so many friends and they get into his garden and have a nice time together. But Derry is not ready to believe the story. He strongly feels that Mr. Lamb is all alone. You think what you please. All right then, tell me some of your names. What are names? Tom, Dick, or Harry? I am off down to the bees. This is an important part in the play which reveals that Mr. Lamb is a lonely person, as Derry had already suspected. So here Mr. Lamb avoids that particular question when Derry asks him to name his friends. Mr. Lamb doesn't have a specific answer and he avoids that question and then goes to tend his bees. Now Derry replies, I think you are daft, crazy. That's a good excuse. What for? You don't talk sense. Good excuse not to come back. And you've got a burnt up face, and that's other people's excuse. Derry says, you are like the others. You like to say things like that. If you don't feel sorry for my face, you are frightened of it. And if you are not frightened, you think I am ugly as a devil. I am a devil, don't you? He shouts. Mr. Lamb doesn't reply. He has gone to his bees. Derry says quietly, no, you don't. I like it here. Derry goes up and shouts, I am going, but I'll come back. You see, you wait, I can run. I haven't got a tin leg. I will be back. Derry runs off, silent, the sounds of the garden again. Mr. Lamb says to himself, there, my dears, that's you seen too. Ah, you know, we all know. I will come back. They never do. Though not them, never do come back. The garden noises fade. So this is the second instance which tells us that Mr. Lamb is a lonely person. He is talking to himself and saying aloud that everybody promises that they would come back, they would return to his garden, but nobody actually returns. This is the second instance which indicates that Lamb is a person who is all alone. Now we move on to scene 2. The scene 2 takes place in Derry's house and there's a conversation between Derry and his mother. Mother, you think I don't know about him? You think I haven't heard things? So mother is referring to Mr. Lamb. You shouldn't believe all what you hear. Mother says, I have been told, warned. We have not lived here 3 months, but I know that. What there is to know, and you're not to go back there. Derry's mother is preventing Derry from going back into Mr. Lamb's garden, but you find Derry is stubborn in this matter and he argues with his mother about it. Derry says, what are you afraid of? What do you think he is? An old man with a tin leg, and he lives in a huge house without curtains, and he has a garden. And I want to be there and sit and listen to things. Listen and look. I think this is what you get in a nutshell regarding what Derry has got from Mr. Lamb. Now mother says, listen to what? So Derry's response is very interesting. Bee singing, him talking. And what's he got to say to you? Things that matter, things nobody else has ever said, things I want to think about. So this is what Derry has gained from Mr. Lamb again. He has learned to enjoy things all around. Mother says, then you stay here and do your thinking. You are best off here. I hate it here. You can't help the things you say. I forgive you. It's bound to make you feel bad things. And say them. I don't blame you. Derry says, it's got nothing to do with my face and what I look like. This is the most important line of the lesson. This is the sentence which tells you that Derry is a different being now. He has transformed due to his interaction with Mr. Lamb. I don't care about that, and it isn't important. It's what I think and feel and what I want to see and find out and hear. And I am going back there only to help him with the crab apples, only to look at things and listen. But I am going. Mother says, you will stop here. Oh no, because if I don't go back there, I'll never go anywhere in this world again. The door slams, Derry runs panting, and I want the world. I want it. I want it. So this shows that now Derry is a liberated spirit, liberated from his fear, his anxiety, his apprehension about his life. Now scene 3 is Mr. Lamb's garden again. Mr. Lamb's garden sounds, the noise of a branch shifting, apple thumping down, the branch shifting again. Mr. Lamb says, steady, got it, that's it, more apples fall, and again, that's it, and a creak, a crash, the ladder falls back. Mr. Lamb with it, a thump, the branch swishes back, creaks, then silence. Derry opens the garden gate, still panting. So here, scene 3 is being introduced with Mr. Lamb climbing onto the crab apple tree and he falls down. A branch breaks and he falls down. So you have to make a note of this. There is one more scene here, scene 3. That's again Lamb's garden. Derry says, you see, I came back. You said I wouldn't, and they said, but I came back. I wanted. He stops dead, silence, looking at Mr. Lamb lying on the floor, lying on the ground. Mr. Lamb, mister, you have. He runs through the grass, stops, kneels. Mr. Lamb, it's all right. You fell, I'm here. Mr. Lamb, it's all right. Then there is a huge silence. I came back, Lammy Lamb. I did come back. Derry begins to weep and tries to call Mr. Lamb, but he doesn't move. He is dead. Though Mr. Lamb is no more, he has succeeded in creating a new person in Derry with new hopes and aspirations, giving him courage to face life as it comes, enjoying each and every minute of his life and enjoying the nature around. Thus we come to the end of the play. Thank you.